Welcome back on to Corporate Conversations. Then Route Mobile is the management that we'll be in conversation with after the integration with the Proximus Group. Remember, Proximus had acquired a majority stake in Route Mobile in May of 2024. Now, this will allow a single streamlined operating model and unified global leadership team as well. And to discuss more on this, we have Route Mobile's Managing Director Rajdipkumar Gupta and CEO Gautam Badalia, both of them joining us this afternoon. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. First up, I'd like to talk about what is going to be this post-integration structure, right? How does it look like? And if you could also give us the size of what the entire Proximus Group now becomes after this integration of all these three units, including Route Mobile, in terms of revenue, margins. If you could tell us more on that.
Yeah, let me just start with, maybe Gautam can add to that. So if you see Route Mobile, Telesign and BICS are going to be combined group as a Proximus Global now. And combined, all the three companies' revenue is about $2 billion as a collective revenue. And I think as a group, I think we have now presence over in 40 countries. We are going to operate in 40 countries. We are now having a solid presence in a developed country as well as emerging market as well. So I think that's the kind of size we are as one group right now. Gautam, if you want to add anything to this?
No, so thank you for having us on the show. So as Rajdeep highlighted, with this integration, we become among the largest players, in terms of the digital communication space. And that's where, we believe, a lot of opportunities can unravel. And hence this integration can really kind of work wonders if we can execute our strategies appropriately.
All right, let's talk about these numbers. Gautam, if you could give us some sense on what exactly happens to the listed entity. So there's Route Mobile and Proximus obviously is the parent, and this integration has happened at the parent level. So if I own one Route Mobile share today, how does this deal change things for me in terms of the value that I'm getting in that share?
Sure. So the way to look at it is, the landscape of CPaaS, warrants a global kind of play, right? Where you have a play across, various continents and a very deep rooted kind of a product stack. And with this integration, what it entails essentially is we have a global footprint, which can be a big differentiator. When you're chasing large scale strategic opportunities. And on top of that, we have a very comprehensive, in terms of the product stack, a very deep rooted, product stack. The length and the breadth of the product stack now kind of encompasses the entire value chain. So that will essentially help us chase a lot of large scale opportunities. Some of the opportunities I think we've already kind of won in the past. And now with this BICS integration, I think the opportunity landscape, increases multiple times. And that's where it warranted a dedicated kind of an approach in terms of a leadership team. And hence, with Rajdeep, with his deep domain expertise, of over 2 decades, he'll be able to chase a lot of those opportunities. Now, from a CPaaS standpoint, a lot of those opportunities will percolate to Route Mobile, where from a Route Mobile shareholders standpoint, this will be significantly accretive from a return ratio standpoint because, this would lead to incremental revenues, margins, and even from a cash flow standpoint, it will be generate a decent amount of free cash as well. So from an overall landscape standpoint, considering if you look at the CPaaS landscape about till to 2022, I think we were in a high growth kind of a runway, and since then I think the roads have kind of become a little bumpy. So we need to navigate some of these, and in terms of that navigation, Rajdeep's role, to drive a lot of these large-scale strategic initiatives, which can percolate in terms of adding to our growth rate, and from driving the operational efficiency. Right. And that's where my role kind of will become to drive the operational efficiency within the company.
Rajdeep, if possible, if you could give us some numbers, like Gautam pointed out, there could be large-scale opportunities that you would pursue because of that. There would be operational efficiencies as well. The one number that we have is global EBITDA synergies of almost 100 million euros. My question is, how much incremental revenue do you get because of this deal? How much of this 100 million euro comes to Route Mobile, and by when?
Well, I think, Mangalm, we are very much working on the strategy right now, and definitely if you see the size of BICS and Telesign combined, the kind of customer base they have, end of the day, they're mainly customers are terminating messages in the emerging markets, and where we have the big strength in terms of our connectivity. So I think things are panning out well right now, and definitely we are looking out. I think the kind of guidance which we have given in the past, I think we are working on those strategy, and very soon we will try to get those maximum value out of this.
Two questions into one, Rajdeep. What is going to be the shareholding pattern of this integrated entity? What will be shareholders of Route Mobile and the promoters holding in the consolidated entity? And how does this impact your financials as well? Because you had earlier given a revenue guidance of 18 to 22% and margin guidance of 13% for this year. Do you stick to that?
Yeah, definitely we stick to that. There's no change as such as a Route Mobile as an entity. I think everything remains as same. Like the reason Gautam took over as a CEO role because I have been assigned a new role at Proximus Global. Now I'm responsible for product sales and operations at Proximus Global. And I think to deliver most value to our shareholders, it is good if you see for the Route Mobile shareholder. I think the idea is very simple. We want to make sure how we can create value to Route Mobile shareholder, being part of Proximus Global.
All right, we take that point. Thank you so much for joining in. Congratulations once again on this deal. What we'll try and get out of you, once you've formulated the strategy and maybe some of those synergies start showing up in your numbers as well, we'll get chatting a lot more about that. But as we speak, don't lose your sight of the market right now. 170 points lower for the Nifty, 24,165. Why is this mark important? Because it has broken the Friday low of 24,180 on the Nifty as well. At that point, the 20-day moving average was 24,115. Now we're below the 20-day moving average by 150 odd points. What is leading the index lower? It is more of the same, and the Nifty Bank, which is down almost 700 points right now. And with this cut that we've seen on the Nifty Bank itself, it is very, very close to the 20-day moving average as well. The Nifty Bank, or rather 50-day moving average is close to around 51,900. And we're at around 52,150 itself. So a couple of 100 points after the 600-700 point decline that we've seen, and the Nifty Bank fails to hold on to crucial levels and breaks below that as well. So we'll keep an eye out on this as it pans out. On the other side, we get you how the F&O setup is playing out for our indices as well.